Tsatsing lena re Imvelo Safari Lodge ka ntlenyana ho Bloemfontein mo re mengweng ke lefapha la tsa ditjhelete profenseng ya Freistata tlasa ketapele e matla ya letona Khadisha Brown. Lebaka le ntseng re be mo kajeno ke ho tlo keteka basadi ba ketapeleng ho tsa ditshebetso. Ke bua ka Public Service Women Management. Ai re a ba kena.
A program which was initiated in 2007. I hope we all know that. It was initiated in 2007 mainly to provide a framework for the advancement of women in the workplace. And for today, we are here to look at what we were required to do in terms of this program aimed at advancing women in the workplace. As a province, we need to look at where we currently are and whether there are any areas where we are not doing well, and on that basis, decide collectively what needs to be done. And we know that when we look at this, we are guided by 8 principles which are laid in the action plan. And the 8 principles are transformation for non-sexism, that's the first one. We have establishing a policy environment, meeting equity targets, creating an enabling environment, gender mainstreaming, empowerment, providing adequate resources, as well as accountability, monitoring, and evaluation. Women have a voice, women understand their needs, women understand their challenges, we know what we are good at, and we know what support we need, especially within the work environment. All we need is support and an enabling environment, because we know what we want. And the Public Service Women's Management Week takes place annually during the last week of August. This is why we are here today, to look at what progress we've made. And there are specific requirements for all the departments to look at. Each department is required to host a meeting with female senior managers during this week. And we are also required to use the 8 principles that I've highlighted exclusively for the agenda of that meeting. We then have to evaluate progress made by each department regarding the 8 principles, because we should have an action plan based on those principles. And lastly, we need to confirm if within those meetings any of the following has been discussed. We know that there was this Beijing action plan, and with that, we have a 25-year review, which was done.
We're looking at the provincial focus on the 10-year review, 2007 to 2017. You would see how we have been fluctuating as various provinces. You see a little bit of consistency In Western Cape, some differentiated consistency in Northwest, Limpopo, and then you would see that the Free State for the last 3 years has also then maintained overall consistency in terms of reporting, 100% compliance in that period. And even in last year, we were able to engage in a similar manner. We were also able to receive all reports from departments. They were received for evaluation by the Office of the Premier, and later on we ensured that we submit to DPSA on time. So for the 10-year review, in the last 3 years, the Free State Province compliance was phenomenal. It was encouraging, and we are hopeful that we will try to maintain that percentage. Let's look at what the DPSA is saying about us, what the general report is saying about us in terms of these principles. You look at the first principle in terms of transformation for non-sexism. It says 1/4 of departments regard their workplace to be highly sexist. In principle 2, the feedback that we getting is that one department reported that their policies are reviewed from time to time, and 2 of our departments reported that their policies are gender responsive. One department also reported that awareness is created on existing policies through the department's internal news flash, e.g. on sexual harassment. You will see on each individual departmental report, I'm sure you did issue that, Carol. You will see where those departments, where you have not been able to. Last year, remember, we didn't give a global report. We were targeting on going into each and every department and said Public Works has excelled in this area. It has been able to use Newsflash. One department has been able to succeed in terms of representativity and so on. It is indicated that we are the poorest performing province in terms of the 50% representation of women at SMS level. Our province was at 31.1% on average on October 2017. Obviously, we have improved to a certain extent, and I'm sure that this must be a typo. We are ranked 9th. We are not ranked 10th because we have got 9 provinces. No mention was made by our departments in terms of having employment equity plans in place, nor was any mention made about any retention of talent management strategies or the development of middle management to ensure a leadership pipeline.
This is going to be a consolidation exercise for us at Extended Exco to be able to put plans into place to really work on some of the commitments that we have made over the action plan for, I think it must be over a 5-year period, and see how best we can account for those implementation actions that we have done and to ensure that we implement on them. So before I begin, let me first and foremost advise and state that DG, we have to celebrate the level of combined experience, skill and professional abilities and capabilities and expertise within the room today. I think you must give yourselves a round of applause. Those targets, DG, are not acceptable, and I think as we move year on year, we see some departments progress, regress. It's a very volatile space in terms of being able to hone in skill and that experience, being able to develop it, to be able to promote it, to be able to harness it and bring it back into the public service so that we don't lose the necessary skill fruition and other sectors within the economy. Heads of departments that are here today, I think we need to look at a detailed plan and focus on that to ensure that next year when we present these numbers, it is not the same status as it was today. So, coming to my speech, I think it's important that I provide a policy statement, and we assemble here today
ga re utlwile Director General a fana ka puisano mo a neng a tsepamisitse maikutlo hae haholo mafapheng a fapaneng mo e le horeng peresente ya basadi e lokela hore ka nnete e phahame. Hona jwale re kena karolong ya bobedi mo e le horeng ba lo buisana jwalo ka mafapha ka metjha e ka sebediswang ho tshireletsa maikutlo a basadi ba etelletseng mafapha pele. Hona jwale ha re kene ka kotloloho ka hare ho setjhaba, re kene ka hare ho bona, re utlwe hore ba re tshwaretse difeng.
We struggle to get information from managers on the reports that we are here about. They feel worried. Kulelo is level 7 or level 8, and it's a gender focal person. They are not even aware that I'm supposed to sit in their meeting and have input as a special program officer or a gender focal person. When you ask for input, they say, but since when do we report to special programs? So my suggestion or argument is to say, maybe there can be an environment where all the managers are set in one place and the presentation is made about these 8 principles and what is expected. Because when we're supposed to report, pressure is put upon us, but the people who are supposed to give us the reports are a bit skeptical or rather judgmental to say that how do I report to her? She's on level 7 and she's director or director. That makes our job very difficult. So it's like everybody needs to know and understand what this is all about, because at the end of the day, they should be the one who is accountable. Thank you very much.
My question to anybody that has an answer, but directly to our CEOs and our 2 esteemed guests. I find the public space, service, public space, as a young woman, considerably very young. That's how I feel. We find, colleagues that are often an advanced age, in the workplace. And we struggle, yes, I like the comments because people are creating what I'm going to say. I find that we struggle to relate in a sense that, in a professional sense. If I am a young woman, I'm coming in at whatever space as a supervisor to May Victoria. I cannot really supervise May Victoria because of the age issue, because of cultural issues. I have to be mindful that she's older than me.
People should understand that you cannot understand everything. And there are days where you have, if you want your job to be done, the issue of being a young supervisor ends. It must be done. If you say to her, at 2 o'clock, this must be done. You say it as a supervisor, as any other supervisor would have said it. So I think that is what is
patriarchy portrays men as being superior and then women as being inferior. Patriarchy says women are supposed to be nurturing. So you are expected to nurture even if you see that there's dysfunction in your department. You are supposed to nurture even if you see that someone is not performing. That is not necessarily wrong. You can support someone to perform. But the moment a woman is seen as driving people to achieve objectives and the mission of the organization, the moment a woman works hard and confronts issues at all, they are usually not liked. Because patriarchy does not expect that of women.
Re fella mona bakeng sa letsatsi la kajeno moo re neng re keteka basadi le hona ho ba kgothatsa haholo ba mmusong wa province ya Freistata. Hopola hore tsena tsohle di tla ho wena ka kotloloho di tla ka Hlasela TV ebile yona o itlisetswa ke Bombelero Investments ka kopanelo le mmuso wa province ya Freistata. La ka lebitso ke Mokoena Champion ho fihlela re kopana nakong e tlang. Sala hantle.